Hello. Nice to be back with you guys. We have another track feedback. And with a fantastic guest who is here with us for a second time. Let's bring him in, yes. So it's Philip aka Lakej.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here. Yeah, I'm stoked.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be here for some hopefully amazing music. The SINEE team sent me 6 tracks. I think 6, right? 6. And I have no idea. I have not listened to them. We will listen to this together and hopefully have fun.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I haven't listened to any of it either, so yeah. It's still going to be fresh.
It will be completely fresh. Yes.
Yeah. No preparations.
No preparations. Yeah, I see. Let's see. Say hello to our guests, to our stream here. Hello to Pete Foe, Atzenlik, Xavi, Semaposa, Matthias Göller, Koma, Dewey, DJ Mini Libra, Sempasa, Tonetex, Pete Foe, Raspa2 Delicious. Hey, welcome. You all got some special names. That's good.
Yeah.
So, Philip, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Yeah, it's been a good day. So excited to be here.
Nice.
How about you? You doing well?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was a little bit under stress today because of hardcore mastering work for so many clients. Mm-hmm. And actually, just before our stream here, I had a little nap and I fall asleep like straight away. But now I'm awake. And probably the music will wake me up.
Yeah, definitely. Turn on. Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
So where are you sitting? Where is your studio located? Because I think I forgot this.
Yeah, my studio is located in Stockholm,
Stockholm,
Sweden.
Yeah. Okay. How's the weather in Stockholm then?
Well, it's been storming a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty nice today. Like it was raining this morning, but now it's turned out to be a beautiful evening. But yeah, autumn is definitely coming. So, pushing away the warm fronts, and now we get some really strong winds and heavy rainfalls. But yeah,
the fall
it's
is
needed.
there.
Yeah. Hopefully, it will be like good for the mushroom season, so you can go out pick the
mushrooms need rain. Yeah.
Yeah, there's usually like really good food mushrooms in the woods, so hopefully that will be really picking up next week. So gonna do some foraging for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, how's the weather for you? I hear it's hot.
I still have summer. It's blue sky, 30 degrees almost, 29 actually. I hope the AC is not distracting us. I need some cool air here.
Yeah, I don't hear it, so I think it's fine.
Yeah? Okay, good. Yeah, Malta is still, the summer is still here. So
that's excellent. Wow.
But
enjoy it.
To be honest, I love it here, really. I love it. But I had 1 day rain for 20 minutes in 6 months.
Damn.
So in 6 months, only 1 day. It's almost like a desert outside.
Yeah.
So that's. Wow. I hope for some rain.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Pray for it.
Because I also have a garden and probably a little bit of rain could help.
Yeah. Usually helps the growth a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah. And last weekend I was playing in Germany in Cologne at Bootshaus, a really big, nice club, and I was like really hoping when I come to Germany, at least to feel some rain because Germany is gray all the time, most of the time.
Right.
But exactly these 2 days where I was in Cologne, blue sky, nice weather.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. But
you bring the sun with you.
I bring the sun,
what
yes.
can you do? Yeah.
True. So yeah, it was nice.
Love it.
I still enjoyed it very much. Okay, guys.
Right, are we ready?
Probably. I changed the screen set. Listening.
Excellent.
And okay, the first track I loaded. The first track.
Is time ticking on, right?
Exactly. This is
cool.
the first one from Barley Vertical.
Yeah.
I was telling because we also have a Discord group from Sign Global, and I was writing into the Discord group, hey guys, please send in more different styles.
Yeah.
Right? Not just
I appreciate that.
We love hypnotic techno, no question, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
But sometimes could be a little bit more variation.
No, I agree. Like, it's
Right?
fun to have a lot of different stuff to listen to. It's also more challenging for us and makes it more interesting, which is great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the first track. I have the first track.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, I would say let's go. Okay, so you mute yourself, I mute myself, and I press play. Let's go. Oops, there was still my own track from Spotify. I pressed the right one now. Okay, back with my microphone.
Same, yeah.
Ah, great.
I don't think you muted yours though. Really.
Oh, really?
I still heard some sounds coming through.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. There's different windows, different buttons.
It created a little cool effect though with when you were playing it from the speakers, because I got this little delayed kind of facing sound in the background. That was pretty cool.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's a cool effect.
Okay, so Philip. Actually, I asked the universe to send in some different music, and the universe listened. Yeah,
this was definitely coming out of left field for me, but that's cool. I like it. Yeah. Well, okay, so the things that stick out for me, like it's more, since I can't say too much about style here, it's more technical things and mixing, I think. The vocal sits a little bit too much on top of the mix for me, in what I can hear. So they're kind of overpowering the mix a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the other elements are really nice. I think the overall mix is cool. The vocal sticks out a little bit too harshly, and becomes a little bit too loud. I can imagine, like, if you play this in a very like big sound system, the vocals would be very, very loud compared to the other sounds, drowning out the beats a bit. So it would be harder to blast it, right? So that's sticking out, and I think I was also a little bit like, it was building up to this, like in the break, a little bit towards this cool drop, but then it was kind of held back, kind of anticlimactic, which was a cool stylistic choice because it was surprising, but I'm not sure it fits the idea, the context of the track. But that's more taste and style. So, it's hard for me to say anything more about that. But to me, it sounded a little bit off. It felt like you lost a little bit of energy, a little bit of power that could have been gained there. Yeah. So what's your thoughts?
Actually, I thought the vocals were not sitting right, also timing-wise. I suspect this is like a splice loop vocal pack or something.
Right.
Because it sounded like the vocals are made for a different song. Almost.
A little bit, yeah,
right?
Maybe, yeah.
And the way...
now that you say, yeah.
It sounded like two very different elements. It was also too loud. It was a bit too loud. The vocals were too loud. And the snare was also a bit of sharp, probably.
Okay.
I think
sure.
It was very kind of sharp going through. The vocals were chopped up from a full sample. Okay. The creator is with us. Nice. Thank you for sending in your track. Maybe let's ask the creator. What was your idea behind the track? Because I was asking myself, is this like a summer chill out? Is this club music? Where exactly should we play this one? So let's see if we get some answers, because I was not sure. The rest, if without the vocals, I think the track would be better. Probably maybe even just maybe just some vocal snippets, and then playing with effects like delays and make it a little bit dubby. Maybe that would work for me.
Yeah,
okay, more chill. Yeah. Yeah, it's not
Right. So as he says, like more chill, not peak hour. Yeah, it makes sense. And then would go for maybe more of a dubby vibe with the tracks. Like it starts off fairly dubby, and maybe maintaining that more, spacing out on things and putting some like longer echoes after some chopped up samples from that vocal or something, making it dub out more.
Yeah, then it would work better, I would say.
But super nice and interesting to hear something that was completely different from hypnotic techno. So it's refreshing for sure.
Let's see where we get tonight. So, but it's a good opening track actually.
Yeah.
If you see it as an opening for tonight. So my final thought on this: too much vocals, too loud, and they were not sitting right because they were not really made for this track, and you can feel it. As a tip, because actually I'm experimenting with this, and it's very interesting. When you do a track like this, you can now use AI to help you and create some vocals. It's really interesting what we have. I just had a release where I uploaded like 16 bars of a groove and harmonies to SINEE AI, I think, and then you can use the remix function, and the system will try to make its own version, but then you just use and you can type in the vocals that you want that the system will sing, right? And then you simply stem out the vocals only, take all the music away, and use this as samples, and then put them back into your system. So you have unique vocals that are kind of working with your track. It's a
right.
We live in a very interesting time, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very futuristic tools to use.
Totally, yeah. And I love to experiment with this. It's not perfect yet, and it took me quite a while to get to the final result. But in the end, I was quite surprised. It worked pretty well. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
I would say we jump into the next one, right?
I agree. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Then
mic's off.
Yes, Vibrant Tool. Two guys.
Right. Yes.
Two guys on machines. Okay, interesting.
Luo Guy and Capnos.
Yes.
Adhesive noise.
Glue Guy X. Okay. Vibrant Tool. The next track. Let's play.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
You done?
Yes. Finished.
Yeah.
Actually, back to hypnotic techno.
Yeah, that was pretty hypnotic. It was also a little bit, again, I think a little bit unsure where it wants to go. Yeah, but please go ahead. Your turn.
Okay. My
First
turn.
impressions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the sequences and the sounds. Actually, I like them. It's still playing in my head. That's a good sign. But when I switched from headphones to my speaker, I was almost very disappointed because there was no kick drum anymore. The kick drum was completely drowning somewhere, and that was sad because I think if maybe here we have the wrong choice for the kick drum. Probably it's way too low, tuned way too low, because in the headphones there was something like a kick drum, but as soon as I go on my system here, it was just drowning and feeling almost flat. And that was sad. And the track is I mean, like the name says, a vibrant tool. So for me, this was basically a techno tool. If I would be a DJ, I could see using this together with some other tracks to bring some of these elements into other tracks.
Right.
I would say.
Sure, but yeah. Did you also get the impression that it was a live jam? Like it felt like one recording, and also looking at the picture, right?
Yeah, the picture is
feels like kind of a live take.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe.
Yeah, it feels like it. Like
yeah.
Like, because listening to it felt like it was fairly unmixed.
Yeah. The elements, they were overlapping quite a lot. The mix down was muddy.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Right. And it felt a little bit boxy in the mids, kind of thing, like lacking some tops and lows. I don't know. To me, it felt like this kind of live recording, and then you leave it at that, and then you present it like it is.
Like it is.
Yeah, it would probably sound cool, like in a PA or something where you have like the system to support it. But if you're gonna like listen to it as a final mix down, it needs to be more like EQ'd, refined, right? Like a little bit more like tended to.
The creator is with us and is saying it's unmixed, but no live jam.
No live jam. Okay. Some hardware recordings. Okay. Fair. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so then, for sure, like what you say, the kick drum needs to be pitched differently. You need to find the pitch that works with the track, so it doesn't really drown out and collide with too many other sounds. And also, as you say, like you can hear it kind of good in headphones, but it's absolutely way too low in frequency. You need to push it up towards like 60 hertz or something with that low peak to make sure that it punches through a little bit more.
There was no punch. It was really, when I switched, I was disappointed because I thought, oh, nice.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I get it. I think so. Maybe push it a little bit harder with pitch envelope on the kick to make sure that it punches harder in the beginning or something. I think that's cool. I think also like some EQing in the mids would be beneficial here because there's a lot going on in the mix, and when you hear it from the start, it's kind of very boxy, and you need to do some dips with some sounds. I mean, in the ranges between, when I say the mids, it's like the lower mids, right? Like ranges from 400, 800 hertz kind of, I think. Do some small dips there with some like specific frequencies, and you'll get a lot more room in your mix le- less boxy, yeah, more deeper vibe kind of thing, more enhanced low end for sure. So things would like be more prominent and have more space to play.
I saw you have a new masterclass. What is the topic of your new one, of your new masterclass?
Well, it is
kick drums, right? Yeah, I thought so. So yes. So this is exactly this is a candidate to get help. Exactly
maybe check that out. Yeah, for sure. It's we cover a lot of topics in that kick drum guide for sure. Which is also fun. Like I think it will help a lot if you're struggling to make your kicks punch through. And also what we talk a lot about in that masterclass is also like just how to listen for what kind of kick drum the project needs. How to pay attention to the other elements in the track, to simplify and make it easier to kind of like just pick the right source of kick drum from the start instead of like trying to tweak something that doesn't really fit. So
okay, let's say we have this candidate here. What would you say? Take a completely different kick drum, modify the one that we have?
Well, it depends on the source, right? Like I think if they're doing this with like a kick drum tool, like something like DS Kick in Ableton, or maybe a drum machine plugin or something, or maybe they recorded it from hardware, they have a lot of knobs to tweak with your kick drum tool, right? So maybe tweak those a little bit more and re-record it or resample it or something like that. But if it's a sample, maybe choose a different sample. I think everything is like, it's that whole kill your darlings thing. Like that kick drum might sound super nice by itself, but when it comes into context, it needs to fit the context, and there's no shame in just switching it out.
Yeah, totally. And this, it was not working here.
No.
Okay. Yeah. But
I agree.
what is your favorite kick drum source then? If you have some.
Oh,
Do you have one?
I've gone through a lot, right? Like I used to do a lot of analog rhythm kick drums.
Okay.
I love that one. That was a lot of fun. Like you have so many different kick drum engines. So there's a lot to choose from, a lot to tweak. But started progressing from that into the box more because I'm lazy and I want to get good results fast, So I don't want to like have a patch on my patch bay to go through outboard stuff and then like record it every time I need to change it up. So I needed to do something quicker. So usually nowadays I use either 909 samples or 808 samples. That's it. And then I put on some distortion in Ableton, some EQing and some compression. That's all you need. But it's all about finding the right pitch of it and the right sample that fits the track.
I mean, I have my real 909 here still sitting there behind me. And I sampled my 909, I think, like hundreds of times with different compressors, different preamps, different whatever. So I have like a ton of my samples of this. But actually, these days, I prefer, I really like Kick 3 as a plugin. Yeah, because you can create your kick drum like complete. You have full control of every parameter of the kick drum.
That's very cool.
And I got pretty fast with this plugin. So most of my tracks come from there, or some self-made samples. But cool. Okay. But overall, the track was kind of loopy, right?
Yeah,
Toolish.
absolutely toolish. But yeah, it was Tool in the title, so yeah, it kind of was a giveaway, like not hiding it, trying to be something else. So yeah, sure, cool loopy track would work good as a tool for a DJ for sure. Absolutely.
Maybe the last thing, I was missing some more hi-hat work or some rides or some top end, some open top end. Basically, the sequence was holding the whole track. And the sequence was nice. I really liked it.
I agree.
Right. Thank you for sending in, because, I mean, sending in a track and showing this for the whole planet, right? I mean, it's YouTube.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be there.
Yeah. You need to be brave to send in.
But it's such a crucial part of your process too, to be able to just show things to people, get feedback, and then just, get over that like ego thing of like not wanting to show something because it's not ready or whatever, because you will learn so much more from just showing something that isn't ready. And, just moving forward.
Getting feedback and especially getting critique is so valuable. Yeah, because, I mean, in these days when you send, let's say you made some tracks and you think they are good enough to be released, and you send it out to a label, I would say in 95% of times you will not get any response.
That's it. Yeah. No, of course. Especially if you're like someone who hasn't released before.
Yeah. So if you are not known, I mean, this is the game. You will probably not get any feedback. So use a show like this to show your music to the world, and maybe someone will sign you up someone will hear it and be inspired, or hear it and be interested. So I think it's great. And the more people you show it to, the easier it becomes, and then you become less attached to it, like this like little precious thing that you created, and that will also make it easier to create more, and just be more productive, I think. And it's not so painful anymore if you get critics.
Exactly, yeah. But we all remember how it was in the beginning. Like,
yes.
It's just like you hide behind this like shame pillow. Like, listen to this, and they're like,
yes.
Don't tell me what you think, but listen, please. But then you learn, and now it's like just as natural as experimenting and recording things. It's just as big of a part of the process.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just reading good feedback, hard to find. It's appreciated. Details help to focus on areas. Learn. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. It's our pleasure.
Definitely. And Felix says it may be the game, but it's bad manners. But I get that. But if you run a big label, for example, that's a lot of people want to release on, and you don't have a personal connection to the person that runs the label, like maybe you met him on a club or something and could like ask him personally, or her, if you can send demos, then that's a way different thing.
Listen up, people. Yes.
Right? That's something that creates that personal connection, and that person will definitely listen to your thing, because you already talked about it in advance. That makes it like something that's natural. But if you run this big label and you get like hundreds of demos a week, or even like during a month, and you also have to run the label, you also have to do the promotion, you also have to send everything to mastering, you also have to keep up with your schedule of releasing, you have to keep up with your schedule of gigs, you have to keep your playlist fresh for the gigs. Like it's a full-time job, and then if someone sends a demo, you should be really happy if they have time to listen to it, and if they write you back, maybe not from me or whatever, that's also great. Like they've actually listened and they could say something back, but they're not going to give you feedback, and some of the times you're not going to hear anything, of course, because it's just like it just gets swallowed up by a lot of work. Like maybe they hear it, see it, they're like, oh, I'm gonna write this person back, but then it's like at the back of 100 emails to send that day. So it's like you know, you have to take into consideration that it's usually just one person behind these labels, and they do the work of like 20 people, you know. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
It's a lot of work. I mean, people send me demos quite a lot. I try to listen to them, and I try to answer, but sometimes I have so much work, I simply forget it. It's like too much. And then I also, to release something, at least for me, on my labels, it needs to be like fantastic. I mean, anything else I can do myself. There's and then also there's this thing. I'm not a DJ, so I'm playing only live, and I only play my own music, and like since the beginning. And still, my emails are full of promos from all labels, and they all ask me, "Hey, Robert, I have a new track. Maybe you put that into your set." And I don't know how often I told everyone, I don't play music from other people. I don't do this.
Right. Yeah, but you still get overwhelmed by it. Like for me, I DJ, but then and I get a lot of promos. So if I don't like check promos in a week, I have about 150 promos to go through, and like that's a day of work just to listen to
every track.
Yeah, because I want to check everything out. It's to see if there's something in there for me. So that's a full day, right? And my label is not big. I do like it's very small. It's very much in the beginning still, just like, you know, over a year into it, and I still feel like I find it hard to like follow up on everything and just like get back to people that send me demos. So I can imagine how it is if you have like a bigger label that you've been running for 10 years that every techno artist out there wants to be on or something, you know, like it's impossible for one man to just like keep up with everything.
But I found a way to decide a little bit faster if I even open this. When an email is when you open an email and it says hi to everyone or hi to the label, delete. When I see that this email is sent out to 50 other guys at the same time, because you see the email addresses, delete.
Right.
If I see here I have a trance track for you, delete. Why? They don't know what I do.
Sure.
I mean, a little bit preparation before you send out your demos, and try to find the name of the person probably who is responsible. Be more personal. Try to get a contact. Maybe try to write this person on Instagram and ask, can I send you a demo?
That's perfect. That's great. That's awesome. Like, I think it's easier to connect. It's easier to just chat in that way. I love that. That's great. And usually, like, if it's a small label like me, someone would say yes. Like, I would definitely say yes, and then I would take my time to check it out, and then you have a personal connection, and then you can even chat, like, right back on the Instagram chat and say, like, this is for me or this is not for me or whatever.
Exactly.
Makes it a lot more personal and a lot easier. I think so, yeah. But also, like, something goes to say about, like, just trying out smaller labels to start with, and then you keep track of the feedback that comes back from that when you release, if you get a release on a smaller label, because they will also have, like, probably bigger promotion, bigger feedbacks, services that they use. And then you can check who wrote me good feedback. And if you see someone that runs a label that you want to release on that gives you good feedback,
could be
have an in, right?
Opener,
yeah. And then you could write them on Instagram and be like, hey, I saw your feedback. Thank you so much. Would you accept the demo? You know, like.
Super tip, definitely. Yeah. So, guys.
Right.
Great tips.
I hope it helps.
But really, be more personal and then probably you get a personal feedback as well. Don't expect sending a random email to 100 labels and then hope for the best. This is not how it works.
No, for sure.
I mean, we are flooded with too much music anyway.
That's true, and there's still just people behind these labels.
Yeah.
Like they're just going to be able to do as much as a person can do, and yeah, some people also have like day jobs, so it's that on top of that makes it
On
just
top
like,
of that,
and they have kids, and it's like like one thing after another. That just takes priority, So yeah.
The music business is not just the big guys who are earning a lot of money. Most of us work very hard every day just to survive.
Exactly, right? And we have families.
Yeah, and we do it because we really love what we do.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, for sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, then.
Little sidetrack there, but yeah.
No, I think this is important, very, very valuable, important information.
I agree.
That we give. Because nobody is telling you how to send out a demo, right?
No,
or how to get contact.
No, there's no blueprint for this.
Okay. Next track is track 3.
Right.
And it's actually the third track anyway.
Perfect. Yeah. It lines up, huh?
Okay, the universe wants to tell us something.
Yeah. I think so.
I press play.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. 3. Philip.
Yeah, that was track 3. Yeah, this was cool. This had low end.
This had low end. And
Yeah,
actually
and
quite nice low end.
very nice low end, I'd say. Yeah, I liked it. Playing it, I had to test the monitors to see if it really was there, and it was. And my desk was vibrating slightly from the sub, and that's what you want. So that's beautiful. Yeah, that's the sweet spot. So that was good. Yeah, I like it. But yeah, on like a little bit of constructive feedback would be not just relying on hi-hats for the high sounds in the mix, high frequency sounds. They like it's super nice and super solid, the low end grooves, but it lacks some presence in the high ends. Like that would be really, really nice. I think
But
that would lift
what would
track
you
a lot.
do? Would you increase the highs in the sounds that we already have, or you create new extra sounds?
I don't think new sounds would be beneficial here because it's such a minimal groovy thing. You don't want to fuck with that too much. But like a little bit of high shelving would be cool on some sounds just to push it up a little bit. I heard there was this cool room reverb in the background that felt a little bit too filtered down. That could like turn up the brightness on that one, like the low cuts, turn that up so you have more air and more high frequencies coming through from those reverbs. That would be really nice. Yeah, don't be too afraid of losing the darkness if you have more brightness coming in, because I think that's all about like, again, like just keeping attention to the span of the low mids and making sure that they're not overpowering and getting enough room for that low end, and then you can have some bright stuff going on top of that. That would be like, again, that kind of classic smiley curve a little bit, but it's a classic for a reason. So, yeah. So that's my hot take. What about you?
No, I'm not. I mean, the kick drum was big, but probably a little bit too big, because all the others, the percussive or the bongos, they had problems to cut through, and maybe they were too filtered.
Yeah.
So they could not shine, and like there was not enough pressure in the mids, I would say, like almost like an empty. Kind of feeling empty. Yeah, and then the high end, when the hi-hat came in, the groove was really working, but yeah, the presence of the elements could be improved, I would say, because.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, maybe kick was nice. I love bass, but in that case, a little bit less and more of the other sounds.
Right.
From my perspective.
Yeah, in a mixing way, yeah, for sure. I think so. Like it's a little bit crammed there in the low end. Everything's trying to sound darker. You lose that presence in like the mids and the tops.
Yeah. Yeah, because I see here a comment needs a little bit more punch. The punch is not coming from the low end. The punch is coming from the lower mids.
Yeah.
There's the punch in a mix down. It's not the super low end. The low end is just filling up.
That's just the foundation.
The foundation. This is not
Just
the punch area for a mix down.
Yeah. Absolutely. Punch is like really like if the punch for a kick drum, for example, is more like 100 hertz to 200 hertz range,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And that goes for the other sounds too. Like you don't want things to collide too much there, but things could definitely use more presence.
Yes. Perfect.
Agree.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds like the producer is used to mixing dub. Because everything is so low. Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Is is the guy with us, Sampesa?
Not sure. Yeah. There he is.
Ah, okay, super. I'm gonna tweak the mix, and yes, percussion are cut up pretty low. Yeah.
That's good.
If you push them a little bit more towards the mid, then the track will have more punch, and it will work much better.
Yeah, I think like those kind of things you need to check in different speakers too, like just to learn how those frequency work. See if all those sounds punchy just straight from your iPhone speaker or something like that, just to check, like, because that could like be very revealing. I think that would be helpful for sure.
And also Blank Poster Music was asking where to send the tracks. I think there's a link in the YouTube description of our show. Should be a link. Should be. Usually it works like this. People send in the music to sign, pack them up, choose randomly 6 tracks, so they are randomly chosen, and then they send me an email with these 6 tracks. So I have no saying, I have no idea what is coming. So find the link where to send in the sounds, and probably next time, and you are lucky, you are in.
Yeah.
Okay, there should be a link in the YouTube description, right? Somewhere.
Yeah. Matt says it is, so that's good.
Perfect.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Okay, I would say we are somehow in the mood for music, so...
Yeah, we're up for the next one, right?
Yeah, up for the next one.
Yeah.
I Spanish?
I think so.
Yeah, Blanco sounds Spanish. Okay.
Oscuro sounds also very Spanish. Maybe Italian. But I don't know. Like, right. Let the music speak. Huh?
Let the music speak. Let's press play.
Let's do it.
and off.
Yeah, that was harsh cut. That's cool though. Yeah, you go ahead first.
Yeah. Okay. In general, it was surprising. Very cool. The choice of sounds and the general feeling was nice. Actually, quite interesting. But when I switched to my speaker system here, the kick drum was drowning. All the elements were not really separated; they were overlapping constantly.
Yeah.
When I have a monitor controller here with the most used button on it called Mono.
Yeah, there it is.
When I pressed this button, the track almost collapsed because we had some weird stereo, very wide sounds, and you could see it on the analyzer, super wide, and they are completely disappearing in mono. Why it's so important? Because still many clubs worldwide, they have probably a lot of speaker in their room, but they are running the system in mono.
Yeah, and you have to understand, you can't just stand by one speaker and hear half the track, right? Like that's not going to work on a dance floor, right? It's got to sound good in the whole room.
In mono this collapsed, and then it was feeling very weak because all the phase issues were coming up and cutting out a lot of frequencies.
Yeah.
A little bit sad because this could be a really cool track.
Yeah. It had such a great opening. Yeah. I think
the opening was super nice.
Yeah, someone said in the comments that the intro was the track for me. I kind of agree, because that's such a strong part of the track. And you could kind of hint it after the long break where the drop comes and you just hear the blip blops with that foundation groove. Like that and hi-hats, that would be such a great DJ tool. That would be a banger.
Almost enough, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Because that harsh, heavy hitting, very stereo wide, trippy kind of bass lead kind of overpowers the whole thing when you listen to it. As you say, like makes every other sound drown a bit. And it's almost like it wants to be too much, right? The track. Which is very sad because like the first like 30 seconds is just like because that's when I blasted in speakers. I just I have to hear this like in monitor straight away because I really liked it and it sounded great translated too, but then it just like drowned it out.
As a kick drum expert, because you have this amazing masterclass for kick drums, how would you rate this kick drum?
So I will rate it functioning for the context. Like there's a lot of sub in there and the kick is very clicky and top heavy, which is perfect for that kind of context. So I would say it still has that low sub punch too, but it's short and nice and fits the context very well. But the lead bass sound doesn't fit the context here to me. That's what makes the kick not work. Like I think the main storyteller here is that first intro groove and those bleeps that comes in, maybe make those more loopy and more modulated and play around with that for the track. Because with such a powerful low end groove and you just bring in these bleeps and bloops here and there, that becomes it becomes so atmospheric and so engaging on a dance floor. It's so like powerful groove, and all of a sudden there's these alien sounds coming in here and there, and you're like, tripping out, like it's so classic for a reason. So plus it would enhance that really great intro. Like that section of the track is just so Like it's almost like you don't really trust it, right? Like
Yeah.
if you trust in that to work, then you have a banger, you know.
Definitely.
That's my take.
I see. Okay, I see a little bit here on the YouTube. I don't know how it is for the guys outside. Probably we have some streaming issues. I'm not sure.
Oh shit.
I see YouTube is telling me some problem. Okay, I hope it's not too bad. The internet seems to be somehow slow. I'm not sure.
Right, I have a little bit of an hourglass here.
Yeah, I'm getting, and then we come back probably, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be back on. I hope it doesn't glitch out too much for anyone.
Yeah.
I missed out. For sometimes against us.
Yeah, exactly. And okay, back to the track. Like you said, the intro was amazing.
Yeah.
And then this very wide sounds, they made it completely soft and overpowering the mids. You said everything. The track has really, really good potential.
Yeah, love that intro. Like if I would like just loop that up and use those blips here and there, that would, and the hi-hats and the rides and everything, like that would be a banger to me. I would like send me that demo. That would be cool.
Listen up. That's And sorry guys for the lag here on the stream. I cannot do anything for it. Sometimes things happen.
Yeah.
Usually my
Fingers
internet
crossed
is super fast, but who knows? Sometimes things go bad. But still, this track was nice.
You said you wanted to be a little bit.
You
wanted to be like surprised and mind blown, and I think like when we first pressed play and we're like, "Whoa,
yes,
like this is it." So
I realized I need to be more careful with what I wish from the universe.
No, but good
the
quality
words
and,
wisely.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, let's jump. We have already. Okay, so we will have 8 tracks tonight.
Yeah,
this
that's
was the 4th one.
Yeah.
Let's go directly to the next one because why not?
5th, Dark Voices,
Dark
right?
Voices,
With
mixed
Steve
down.
Basher. Right. Let's hope it's a good mix down.
I hope it's a good mix. Sometimes, for me, it's. I wonder. Sometimes I see tracks. There's the name, and then they write no mastering.
Yeah.
Why? Is this like an excuse to have a bad? What does it mean? No mastering.
Yeah. Like mastering would make it like amazing.
Yeah. A good track will work without mastering anyway.
Yeah.
And mastering will just make it a little bit better. But a bad mixdown will also be a bad mastering.
Yeah, totally.
People.
All right, interesting. Let's check this out.
I press play. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Perfect.
hard cut at the end again.
Again.
It's done.
Yes. Okay, before, because I have this in my mind, I need to say this.
Yeah. Say it.
I don't understand this track. I simply don't understand this track. It's very busy. It's super busy, but at the same time, it feels empty.
Right.
And I really liked the kick, by the way. This was super nice. Nice thump and cool. But then all these thin sounds and almost also harsh sounds, for me, they were kind of displaced. But maybe you have a different view. I don't understand this one. Like it's speaking to a language I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Where's my problem?
I agree with
here?
you. I think it was a little bit unclear. Like there was this dubby chord in there. There was these stabs. There were these like call and response sounds that was really prominent in the beginning, but they didn't really pick up later because they kind of got like, I don't know, the other sounds got in the way of that kind of thing a little bit. So yeah, I think it was a little bit confusing, and I would see it hard for a DJ to play this in a set because it would be like, where would you fit this and how would you mix it? And it would be kind of like, you mix it for a couple of bars and then something completely comes in and you're like, but this is ruining my mix, like, so it would be a little bit confusing, unclear. I like a lot of sounds in it, but it felt like a lot of those sounds were kind of for different projects, different tracks. In a way,
Also, have you guys seen that the bass was mono, but the percussion and the synths were slightly to one side? You could see it in the analyzer quite a bit. It was almost like a bit strange.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. Like if you do that, you have to like kind of counterbalance it.
Balance, but the whole track was slightly off.
Right. Yeah. Very tricky. I think I mean something for this when it's this fast, I think there's a problem also with focusing the low ends too low. Because if someone will play this slower, it's going to sound way lower,
way too low,
right? So you need to focus these low ends a little bit higher. And as we looked at the spectrum, we could see like the main punch of the low end was between 40 and 50 hertz. That would mean if you play this at 135 or something, you would push that way low, and that would make the kick and the low end disappear. So that's a bit of a tricky situation. Like it sounds really nice as it is, but I would prefer that at this speed they would be mixed a little bit higher up. I hope that makes sense. But
and don't you think this, because people in the chat were also saying this, this kind of pitched clap sound was slightly feeling like an enemy?
Yeah, almost like colliding with everything. But it was also clear that it had way too much low mids.
It was pitched down, something.
And you have to attend that with like some low shelving or something just to make sure that it sounds good in the mix. It was kind of colliding a lot and eating up the mix.
Was killing the groove also somehow for me, at least.
Yeah, I agree. A clap is maybe not necessary every time, but yeah, they're fun to play with, but yeah, maybe not needed. Someone wrote in the comments also, where's the congas? Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, with this kind of like pounding groovy kind of thing, maybe some congas would be better like for a rhythm than a clap and the dub chord. That might work better with that call and response thing that we heard so prominent in the beginning. So yeah.
And the
Who
chords
knows?
were kind of thin. Also,
Yeah, they
they
felt
were
thin
feeling like
and yeah.
they are not part of the track. And also
Yeah, they
this,
were. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, the main sequence was also kind of thin. This FM sound, right? This
Yeah,
doo-doo-doo.
I agree. Yeah.
And harsh and thin. And where was this? Like I said, I don't understand this track.
Yeah, it lacked a little bit of body for sure.
Yeah.
For what the track needed it to have. Yeah, a little bit confusing, I would say. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this one was a bit confusing. It started nice.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
I saw
agree.
you also directly take the headphones off and
Yeah, I'm
listen to
checking
it.
it and like, yeah, this is going somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's also like the really hard thing, right? With music, like we do projects, we listen to them for hours on end, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, but I need to throw something else in there because this is boring. And that's a danger when you get to that point. I think that's where you need to leave the track for maybe a few weeks or something, just to forget how it sounds, so you can come back and be fresh and be surprised by it. I know it's very hard. It's a very hard thing because you're working with something and then you're like, this is my baby, I want to carry this all the way. And then you're so into it, you want to solve the problem, solve the puzzle and finish the track. But I think a lot of things gain from just waiting, just seeing where it goes, opening it up, like forgetting about how it sounds and then opening up and be like, oh, but now I kind of know. This doesn't need much, or whatever it is, like you need that distance. You need that like
Is
reset.
this a typical workflow for you?
For me, yeah. I work on like, I never work more than an hour on a track when I'm in the studio working on something. And for me, it's like I open something up. If I have an idea, I try that idea up. But if I don't have an idea, I open something else and I keep it moving. I keep it fresh. I try to avoid getting stuck by not putting myself in a position where I could get stuck, right? Because I don't think I need to stress towards a result with my tracks. Because if I think about the result, then I'm not focusing on the process. And then I'm in the future, I'm not here. So for me, it's very beneficial to have a lot of unfinished projects that I can work on a bit here and there, and then take some things further here and there. And all of a sudden you have a great focus in a day and you're like, oh, I have all these 10 tracks that's almost done. I just need to put the finishing touches. And then boom, in a week you have 10 tracks done. So it's like, when I started working like that, I became a lot more productive. And it's easier for me not to think about the result and not think about that pressure of getting a result, right? Because that could be something. And I talk to a lot of my private students about this a lot. It's like when you're making music and you're in the studio, it's your reality escape. And the reality outside, the world outside, is focused on results. But if you bring that into your bubble, into your creative space, you kind of ruin it, It's very hard to find space for your mind to go into these places where you can create something unique and personal. That's at least that's my take on it, right?
That's very interesting, because I think I'm like completely the opposite.
Yeah, I love that. That's what makes it so great.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. So I don't have any unfinished tracks on my hard disk.
That's amazing.
I finish everything that I start.
Yeah.
And this is like a rule for me. I start something, and I basically finish the track also at the same day, always. And then I have this rule that not every track is the greatest on earth, right?
No,
I mean,
for sure.
It's clear, right? But I understood, even if the track is just nice, I will finish it, because I'm always learning at least something by finishing the track.
I agree.
And then simply, I have a very kind of harsh thing. I finish the track, probably will listen to this next day, and if I think it's just it's okay, I take the whole folder, trash,
Oh, wow. That's very harsh.
delete.
Yeah,
I will not
wow.
work on this anymore.
Right.
I start with a new one.
Right.
I don't want to
Oh,
repair.
wow.
I have this thing, a good idea. It's a good idea, and it will finish and will stay good. It doesn't need plenty of work.
Right. For me, it's like the opposite almost. I keep everything I've recorded because it's my resource material. It's my like gold mine of things, old things I can go back to. Like I have things
Okay.
from like 2015, 2016, like old stuff. And I had a way different setup back then with a lot more hardware. And so it's for me, it's really nice to go back into these old projects, maybe change up the BPM a lot, like tweak them around, process them further, and see where I can take them now with the knowledge I have now, like, 12, 13 years later or whatever. And it's really nice. So for me, on those days when I don't have the focus to take ideas further or I don't feel inspired by anything I open up, I just record experiments and build on my folder of
Okay.
unfinished ideas. And it's also goes hand in hand with the way I make techno because it's very processed in the box, very reliant on taking things through like ridiculous effect chains, resampling, putting on more ridiculous effect chains again, resampling again, and so on. Like it's like this
Right.
kind of like
Yeah.
you paint the canvas, you scrape off the paint, you paint again, you scrape off the paint, and like remnants and fractures remain. It's almost like that. And so for me, it's very, very organic in this sense. And really like the way I think about it that way. So I could never throw anything away. I don't think there's a bad idea. It's just I don't have the knowledge yet to realize that idea, right? Like that's kind
Yeah.
of my approach. So needless to say, I have to have a lot of hard drives and space because
Probably.
it keeps building up. Yeah,
Yeah.
but for me, it's worth it. It definitely helps me finish things and move things forward and keep it moving.
No, really, I delete. Even quite often when the track is ready, I simply delete the folder and just keep the track. And I create
That's
most of the
crazy.
sounds on the go. So
Yeah,
I have here this table, and
yeah,
I have a lot of equipment and synths, and I simply just connect one tool, do something on the go,
yeah.
and then take it away. And I'm not even reusing my own sounds. I make
Right.
them on the track. They're done.
Yeah.
Probably because now these days I have my students, so I upload quite a lot of the samples that I do to my Discord and give it away for my students. But I will never use them again.
That's very interesting.
Most of the times, it's yeah, and for me, it's it's almost stressful to think I have unfinished tracks to do.
Right. No, I get it. For me, it was like that as well for a long time. But then I started approaching it more as
That's a
my resource
source.
material.
Yes, yeah.
And
And the concept is good, but yeah, for me,
no, it's we're so different. Everyone, how we approach this
and
creative
that's the good
process.
thing that
Yeah,
music
it's
is.
so interesting. Yeah.
There's not one way of doing. There's
No,
no right
definitely
and
not.
wrong. It's also for our chat.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Actually, all these tips we give for mix down and everything, whatever, and it's opinions. But
Yeah. Absolutely.
if the track sounds great for yourself and you love it, you are the artist, you create. Maybe you have done something different that nobody else have done before, and you create a new way of how sounds behave. So be your number one fan Don't do
totally.
music to impress other people. Do it to impress yourself. Really.
I agree. I think there's also someone that says, what does Lakej have to say about discipline? Yeah. That's also a good thing. Like if you listen to my approach about things, it might sound like I'm not disciplined or just like, doodling around with projects here and there. But yeah, I mean, I'm very disciplined. Like for me, it's very much like if I don't spend the hours in the studio, I get nothing done. It's very important to have like a strict schedule to set off time for your creative process.
You have like strict hours? Where you work?
No, not a strict schedule, but
Okay,
I'm like I just like in the way of like finding time here and there and really setting aside time for it. It doesn't mean that like I'm here in the studio 8 to 4 or 8 to 5 or something, just grinding away. That doesn't work, right? I don't think that works for any creative process. But like showing up, maybe it's just for 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day, but trying to be very, very strict about the fact that you show up regularly and try to keep it almost every day, and then you will start progressing. Like I think I heard somewhere a long time ago that the secret to learning anything is doing it every day, and then you get good at it, right?
Yeah.
Like that's how we learn. That's how we get better.
That's 100%. That's yeah.
There's no easy way around
There's
it.
no easy way.
You have to have those 10,000 hours or whatever it is, like
a week ago I was asking myself, and I also had a feedback stream on the German Sign channel, and I asked myself, because I'm doing music now officially for 35 years, but actually I have done music even before. And I asked myself, how many kick drums I heard over 35 years? If you imagine that I almost do music every day.
Yeah.
So how many kick drums? How much low end? How many hi-hats?
How many hours did you spend just listening to the one kick drum? Like, right? But you learn, you train your ears. Like It's literally, you train your ears. That's how it is,
But probably the people see my teddy bear in the background. He's actually, I say, this is a secret. He's my ghost producer. I'm just sitting here, the teddy bear in the background.
You're just channeling the teddy bear.
The teddy bear is the boss. And my cat.
Yeah.
Where's my cat?
Of course. Yeah, always the cat. Yeah. If you have a cat, let the cat rule.
I have a studio cat, and he's the boss.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so the guy who asked me about discipline said that he was meaning more towards that creative process. And to me, it's more like, you get something done every time you work in the studio. You have to listen to where your mind is, at least for me. Like some days I can sit down and mix down things. Some days I can sit down and arrange things. Some days I cannot do any of that because I don't have the creative focus. And I just focus on recording experiments and build on my resource material. So that's how my discipline works. I try to listen to myself. I try to be in tune where my mind is and what energy I have, and then I do the most out of that. That's my discipline, right? So
I mean, also for me, I don't need to do every day a track. I can do it, and I have done this in the last 2 days. I have completely finished 2 tracks. But usually I also just come here and I have the feeling it's not my music day, but still it's my job, so I take maybe an instrument or unplug in and experiment and try to learn what this. I mean, you need to know your tools, right? And that doesn't mean you need to finish a track with them. Just try to learn what is going on, and I like this. Watching some.
And this
YouTube,
is how you get inspired. Yeah, try new things and try to push it further. Yeah, totally. Same guy asked if I use earplugs to reset before a session. I do not. I sleep with earplugs though, because like as you train your ears, you hear a lot of sounds all the time, so you're quite sensitive to sounds in a way. So I like sleeping with earplugs. But also one thing that helps me a lot is also I don't use in-ears anymore at all since many years, because they really like skew my hearing a lot, so I don't get like a good sense of sound. If I use those, I get tired quickly from hearing things if I use in-ears. And mainly when I go places when I'm not in the studio or at home, I don't use headphones at all because I don't want to tire my ears. And I also like listening to my surroundings. So that's very like relaxing to me, right? Like that's when you can kind of like just like hear people talk on the metro or whatever. I like reading books and that's kind of the quiet life. But then you're in the studio and you create like banging techno. It's kind of a contrast, right? But it's a needed one, I think. Yeah.
Actually, for me, if I remember my youth, I was listening to music 24 hours. Like even I created my own sleeping music. There was always music. And,
I relate. Yeah.
And now I'm 52, an older gentleman. My favorite, if people ask me, what is your favorite music? And my answer is silence.
Yeah, I agree.
I love silence because when I'm doing music, it feels super special. And I love this feeling.
You're so focused, right? Yes. Like you're listening to it so focused and with an intention, right? Like you're always like in work mode sort of thing. You know?
I really don't. For me, it's almost stressful to hear random music. I want to be in the mood to hear and create, and the rest of the day, silence is pretty nice. Or hear, I mean, where's my cat? I hear some meow, meow, meow.
That's nice. And I mean, just for me, it's you go into the forest or whatever, or you just open the window in the morning and you just hear the wind and birds. Like that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Relaxing. Yeah, it's amazing.
And then you're way more focused in the studio.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You save your ears, save your focused hearing to when you're actually needing it.
Yes.
Then you can put in longer hours.
100%.
So,
next
last
track.
question from CERN. Just wanted to catch this. He was asking about what earplugs I use and just regular silicone ones that forms to your ears, inside your ears. Like there's small plugs of just pure silicone, basically. Really helps.
Are you living in a loud environment? Or?
Not really. No, not really. Okay. It's a pretty quiet area, but I just like it because I plug them in. I start hearing my own breathing, and then I just fall asleep quickly. Like it's so relaxing. So that's what helps.
Makes sense. Yeah, because I live here. The house where I live is surrounded by fields, and I have the sea in front of me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And the next neighbor is maybe a kilometer away. So.
Oh, that's perfect.
I have no stress with neighbors.
Amazing.
I can do music whenever I want. My children are already grown up and they live by themselves, so freedom.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's freedom. Well, I have a 3-year-old and she talks in her sleep, so it's like I need earplugs.
So you are still in front of the whole thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
No, my daughter is 25 and my son is 22.
That's so cool.
So
that's amazing.
I'm through it.
That's amazing.
And I love my family for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course. And it must be so like just seeing them become grown-ups. It's such a surreal experience, huh?
Yeah. And yes, I have crickets outside.
That's also nice. They're really relaxing sounds, though.
No. But they are only loud during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have 3 olive trees here in my garden. And they live in the olive trees.
Yeah,
and I also, but actually the cats, I take care of stray cats. They live around the house. Once they came, they never left, and I feed them.
That's nice.
Hey, that's so obvious, right? Cat guy. But Malta, where I live, has a net in. It's we have real chameleons living in the olive trees, and I really love them. Like, chameleons are great. They look like the different regions.
The coolest animal.
They're so cool.
Yeah.
But the last chameleon was eaten by the cats. Fuck. Okay, let's jump into
we're going off on tangents here.
Yes.
Sidetracking totally.
But now the chat knows some very personal stuff from us, so it's cool. Where there's no place where you can have this kind of information, like the signed track feedback stream.
True. Special knowledge.
Special knowledge. So, next track is called Milk. Yeah, I like my coffee with milk. Okay, so...
KGP.
Yeah. Yeah, let's jump. I mute myself.
Publicity's working.
You don't have to go up there.
The whole nation is watching happen.
My name is Harvey Milk, and I'm here to recruit you. I want to recruit you for the fight to preserve your democracy. Brothers and sisters, you must come out. Come out to your friends if indeed they are your friends. Come out to your neighbors. Come out God created equal.
At least a fade out.
Yeah, no hard cut at the end. What? That's interesting.
This feedback is very hard for me. I let you the first.
Thank you. Well, all right, yeah. This is absolutely not my cup of tea. Very trancey, acidy kind of thing with overpowering vocals. The mixdown was very harsh, especially with the vocals, which was very strange, I think. I think that was colliding a lot with a lot of other sounds in the mix, which created resonance peaks. A lot of resonance peaks, like not just one. And that was, yeah, that was very harsh on the ears. I had to turn the volume down on my headphones, which is not a good sign. Usually it's the other way around, right? You want to boost the volume and like push it harder. So, but yeah, that's what I would say. Like, as I said, yeah, not a fan of this style. So it's very hard to give like maybe constructive feedback, but yeah, a lot of sounds were definitely colliding and crashing it, making the mix very harsh and very busy. And not in a good way. So, yeah.
Okay.
Over to you.
Thank you. Okay, let's be. I mean, we are honest anyway. So the mixdown is a catastrophe. Really, all the sounds are all over. It's just it's. Nothing is clear here. Everything is super harsh. It feels thin.
Yeah.
I understand where the artist. I understand. I mean, I'm a kid of the 90s, right? So I understand the idea of this track, but this whole acid sequence was just stressful.
Yeah.
Then the vocals were way too loud and also very stressful.
Yeah.
And then the trancey sequence didn't really pick up enough. It was just an element coming in.
Yeah.
But I mean, trance can be like real good trance. I mean, I know because I'm doing mastering, so for many people, and I know some trance guys. They work so precise and they put so much work into their mixdowns. The tracks are full of elements, but everything sits perfectly, and it sounds like you sit in a cinema, and it blasts you away. Here,
right, that's the cool thing about trance. Yeah, I agree totally.
Right,
and it can be super experimental as well.
When it's done right, it can be super intense. Even it's cheesy, so it's cheesy intense. But really, when it's done right, it's perfect. Here,
it's beautiful.
Sorry for my words, but in this track here, nothing sits the right way.
No, I agree. And with all these breaks too.
And from one break to the next,
you don't really have the time to develop the tension and build up that you need, the energy, So it's like, way too busy on all fronts, like break-wise,
all of them,
mix-wise, sound-wise. Like,
Yeah. Sorry to say
Everything too
this, but that's better to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I also think like there's potential there for things, but you have to let things shine by themselves.
He needs to redo the whole track.
Yeah,
Really.
and really focus in on what elements are carrying the story here. What is the story to be told? What is the style we're aiming for? And then making it work that everything has the space to shine, right? Like, and maybe skip those vocals entirely.
And the vocals,
Maybe.
by the way, completely disappear in mono.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they are, in mono completely gone. Yeah, sometimes I need to be a little bit, because the track was almost making me angry, and what,
Sorry for that. You got provoked, huh?
yeah, this was triggering me. The thing is, first it started with this acid sequence, and when it comes to acid, I'm such a snob. I mean, my first 15 years in my career, my artist name was Rob Acid. So I was completely, I mean,
Yeah.
my instrument looks so fucked up.
Yeah, it's
because
been
it's
used.
used. It's used.
Yeah. Of course.
And okay. Please, if redo the track, decide what you want to. What is the most important thing here? If it's a trance track, make a trance track out of this. If it's an acid track, then why put these trance elements in?
Yeah.
And if you want to educate the people with a speech, then don't do music.
Agree.
Then
But
write a book or
I
something.
think that's the thing. Like, you need to strip it down to see what kind of story you want to tell.
where you want to go, yeah.
Yeah, what is going on, you know? Yeah. Absolutely. And
so-
make those elements as strong as possible, and that will
Yeah.
make the sound shine. That's what you're aiming for.
And not just harsh in every way. It was just harsh. Like, sorry to say this, but it was really triggering me. Like, it was painful to listen.
Yeah, it was very harsh on the ears. As I said, I had to turn down the volume a little bit. But this is also refreshing to have these kind of things in the feedback stream, I think,
Yes,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's a very good example of someone who wants way too much to happen in the same thing, and they want way too much with the same project. It needs to be like, strip it down to the main story that you actually want to tell. Maybe this would be the potential for 4 different tracks, you know? Who knows? Like, if you separate these elements and make them shine by themselves.
Yeah. Could be an acid track, can be a trance track, and something with vocals.
Yeah, and some kind of trippy vocal thing, you know? Like,
Yeah.
maybe, you know, like, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, keeping mainly the idea of letting those single elements shine and carry the track instead of trying to make 4 different tracks in one. Yeah.
I mean, I can at least props to this guy or girl. My blood pressure got up. So you touched me with this track. And that's something cool,
That's true.
right?
That's true. Yeah,
It
absolutely,
made
yeah.
something. A
Yeah,
lot of
I
music
agree,
is
yeah.
just doing nothing, and this made something. So
Yeah.
props.
I used to say that about like graffiti. Like, I think like graffiti is interesting in the sense of tags and the stuff that they do that's called damage and vandalism, because that actually raises emotions in people. Like you see it, like that's really triggering, and that's really interesting from an art perspective.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, when you have like a nice graffiti painting, it's just a nice painting. It doesn't trigger anything really, So it's kind of the same thing, right? Like it's in your eyes, like.
Yes. Okay, but it was refreshing in a way.
It was refreshing indeed. I agree.
So, but please
Right, so I think,
redo it. Try to work on this track.
I think we have another acid track coming up.
Oh, yeah? Bunny Ping.
Bunny, and it's hashtag
melodic
90s melodic
90s.
acid. So
Okay.
let's see.
Oh, danger! Where's my red lamp? Toot, 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 toot. Danger! Okay, trigger alarm. Sorry, but
Right.
I will be honest. So if this fucks up, I will tell you. If it's nice or great, I will tell you as well.
Absolutely,
I already
but there's
see-
some humble bunny ears.
I mean, yeah, the bunny ears can maybe make me calm.
You ready?
Let's jump in.
Yeah, let's do it. So, what about the bunny ears?
Yeah, the track is still fading out.
Sure. It's a long fade.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the bunny ears were making me calm.
Yeah, they did. They had a soothing effect.
Very. Okay, let me. Okay. Actually, I liked it. If this would be mixed right, like the mixdown, we have a lot of issues here in the mixdown. Like a lot.
Yeah,
So
agree.
first thing, when I use this finger and press the holy mono button, the the track is completely collapsing.
Yeah.
What I mean with collapsing is you can try this, guys, at home. Put an utility plug-in on your Ableton or whatever DAW
Always.
you use
Yes.
as a last plug-in and press mono, and it should not get lower in volume, and elements should not disappear.
Exactly.
And here the volume of this track was anyway very low, and when I pressed mono, it's like the track got almost sucked in, and half of the track was gone.
Yeah.
So the kick drum was basically too soft for this kind of track. Maybe it couldn't come through. Like, it was too soft. And then there was so much reverb everywhere, cluttering everything.
Yeah.
It was not a real 303. It was something, but that's totally fine. It's okay. Maybe the I have done tracks like this before, and maybe the composer wanted to do too much, because one sequence and then comes the next sequence and one more sequence, and then this sequence goes away, and then comes here the sequence, and then we have a way too long breakdown.
Yeah.
It's okay. Back in the 90s, sometimes it worked because we didn't had mobile phones back then.
Right.
So there, what could you do? You could go, if the breakdown is super long, you go to the bar and get a drink, or you go to the toilet for peeing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But these days, people, if the break is way too long, they put up their mobile phone and check their Instagram or something, and the energy on the dance floor is dead very fast.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and the
Sadly, though.
yeah, but that's our reality, right?
Yeah,
And,
totally.
The strings had a nice emotional feel. I like cheesy music sometimes, really. But it was too much reverb, and everything was drowning. The track needs to be redone and mixed well. Well, then it can be a nice 90s inspired. Yeah, somebody said hard floor. Yeah, this kind of area. Yeah, it's still very trancey for acid, but he's writing melodic acid. So acid trance. I mean Kai Tracid, but he was way more punchy. Always very punchy and punching through the track with trancey elements.
I feel like almost like in this mix, like a lot of those layers, the acid layers, that maybe he put the reverbs on the channels themselves and not as send effects. Like, it would be so much better if all the acid elements, all the synth sounds got sent to the same reverb with some bass mono and some like tightening of the width a little bit, and then you can adjust the volume to taste that way. And then you make sure that all your synth sounds are in mono, and you have that special backing, that extra layer of space coming through from your reverbs, but it's all the same reverb that everything gets sent to, and that would act like a kind of a glue in the mix instead of something that creates the sound of the mix, right? I think that's the take here for me, at least. It sounds like something like it, right? Like we've been run through a reverb with too much mix on it. Like it's not like they've been sent to a reverb separately.
And the reverb is not. You really need to take away the low end in the reverb and also tame the high end a little bit, and just let a bit of a window in the midst. That's mostly enough where a reverb can shine.
Yeah, absolutely. Just listen to Plastic Man old stuff. Like there you have exactly what you need to do with this kind of thing. And I don't mean style-wise or anything, but mix-wise. Like just listen how he mixed things. Like if it's gonna sound 90s, you go to the best source there is and see how he mixed things. You know. Yeah.
I mean, this track has potential, but it really needs really work on the mixdown, because everything is overlapping. There's nothing really clear here, and it's not an excuse to say, yeah, but back in the 90s we didn't had all these tools. Yeah, but we are not in the 90s anymore.
No, true, but also back in the 90s, a lot more stuff was very reliant on mono, because there wasn't that much stereo effects to be had. So, you know, like if you had a reverb like pedal in your studio, you'd be so lucky, right? Like, and that would be the one reverb pedal that you sent everything to from your mixer, like that, you know?
And because we were doing vinyl, you had anyway the restriction of not to do too much stereo and stuff like that. So
yeah, totally.
But in general, it was calming me down. Probably because of the
it was chilling out. Yeah, it was a good contrast too.
Yeah. So, but it was.
But yeah, as someone says in the comments, like
bad.
Potential is there, just technical issues.
Yes,
I agree totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was nice.
Yeah.
If it's done right, it could be great.
Yeah, I agree.
For that kind of style, that needs work, but good.
Yeah.
It was calming me because the track before was triggering. It's still triggering.
It was triggering.
Okay. Let's go to the final track of tonight.
Yes, let's do this. I want to dance with Two-Face.
I'm a little bit afraid, but I see a lot of breaks.
Let's just listen to it and see what comes out. It will be interesting for sure.
Okay. I press play. Come on. Let's jump.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good ender to the session. Kind of putting a nail in that coffin, huh?
Yes. It's your turn.
Right, thank you so much. Oh, you're too kind giving me these good ones. Yeah, I'm lucky tonight. Okay, so yeah, definitely not my style of techno, but in my years, I've listened to enough gabber to kind of understand where this wants to go. And for me, this is on the verge of gabber.
Really? You think it's,
I think
it's
so.
close? And it's not psytrance?
Yeah, well, of course, that's what you would say with modern day labels, right?
Okay.
But if you listen to gabber like late 90s, this is kind of close, but without the
lead
breaks.
sound. Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. And this like, doof, doof, doof. But you wouldn't have that
Okay.
rolling bass line. You would have like an overdriven kick instead. That would just be like dong dong dong, and that would be the gabber track, right? So, but I think it was good mixed, right? Like to me, the mix down was good here, which was
Oh, okay.
like I think like at least the low end and the bass was punching through good. Like it wasn't focused too low. It was kind of like it was sounding clear. But yeah, the rest of the sounds tricky. Honestly. But yeah, I mean, it's so hard for me to say because I'm not into this genre at all. I mean, this is just so far away from what I listen to these days. What I'm comfortable with, like saying anything about, like this might be spot on to people who are really
Into this style, yeah.
Yeah, but for me, like, I don't get it, to be honest. Yeah, I don't really understand it. But that's just me and my taste, right? Like I can't say too much about it, honestly. So it's really hard for me to look at it in this kind of critical view and think like, okay, these things could improve, these things could be better. Like this is lacking here, this is lacking there. To me, it sounded kind of like well balanced, you know, but I didn't do the mono thing, so
I did.
yeah, your feedback will be more revealing for sure.
Okay, yeah, so this holy finger was going onto
Yeah.
the holy button and the track collapsed.
Yeah,
Really collapsed again. This main lead.
even the low end.
Yeah, the low end was not good actually.
Okay,
It was a kind of. I mean, the kick and the bass line, they were friends. There was like the balance was good, but it was still thin, kind of thin.
Right,
It was not
right,
really
right, right.
punchy, cutting through. But the balance of these elements, it was working. But still, I thought, okay. I mean, yeah, for me, because I worked and I do mastering for Psy guys as well, this has some Psy elements. It has this, trancey, this lead sound, also used in gabba or in peak main stage trance, like and but the thing is, I see the comment here from Felix Fox. Brutalism 3000 is, I think, a Berlin group. There is, this is kind of the music for the young generation at the moment. There is, they love this kind of stuff.
But I can understand it in a way because it's, if you haven't heard this kind of stuff being redone in like, in cycles over the years, which we have, it will sound refreshing and like something that feels new, right? But we've heard these things, and especially those like trancey, super soft sounds, we've heard them from like way back in the mid 90s, from pop radio music to dance music to like, like to gabber to like hard trance, like which was around back then as well. And it feels very used and recycled. But I can understand for kids these days that it doesn't, because they might not have experienced that sound in the club system before.
Of course. And they didn't experience real acid. They have
No,
their
exactly,
own way of doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's this, it's an interesting phenomena, actually, from my perspective, the people who are now like 20, right? And they go out to the clubs, they hear from the old people that the 90s were the golden era of techno, and the 90s were it's like the 90s. And it reminds me of when I was young, people were saying, oh, the 70s and the golden eras, the hippie time. I would love to live in that time because it was so nice. And I see there's this certain, the young generation, they hear, oh, this must be the perfect time for music. And they recreate it somehow in their view without knowing, without being there. Okay. It's an interesting fact. I mean, the track itself, if we come back to this track, has some technical issues from my point of view. The low end was not working pretty well. It was working probably on small speakers. It sounded nice. I fully agree. I have a very big system here, my main speaker system. It goes down to 18 hertz flat. I can really hear the low end. So it's a mastering system, so I have to hear what's going on.
Of course,
And I know how it will sound probably in the club as well. And for a club track, this was kind of thin. It was very mid-focused, very mid. And then
I get that. Yeah.
the stereo problems, the phasing issues we had, there was so much stereo going on, and when I pressed mono, the track collapsed. The sounds completely disappeared. The lead sound is gone in mono. It's gone.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Right. So, and like I said, in many clubs, still, they have a lot of speakers everywhere, but they run the system in mono, and the reason for that, and because as a live act, before I play, I set up my stuff and check everything, do a sound check, and quite often when I realize, fuck, this system is mono here, I ask the technician why, and they often explained me that it's super difficult because of the room dimensions and how the club is done to get a good stereo sound, and for them it's easier just to do everything in mono and have the punch kind of. I'm not happy, but this is the reality. So that means if you play a track like this, there will be only half of the track on the dance floor anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need to make sure that the track will work even just in mono. Your track needs to work in mono.
Yeah, of course.
Point. It has to work in mono. And this will not work in mono. It's not my style, but I understand the energy here. The energy was quite pushy. It was working, kind of. I mean, he stayed in. He was kind of staying in on his idea. It's also important in a track. Don't put 20 ideas in your track. Have one idea and work it out. Right? And he kind of he stayed with this. I mean, and then you have this trance lead, you have this vocal. Okay, not perfect.
Right. Not perfect.
It's not my favorite, but not. It has again potential for that kind of style.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Mono check always, please, people.
Please. And whatever style you do, please check this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
In every genre, because
I mean, if you do something that's going to be played on radio, someone might have just like this little radio box, and that's going to be a mono speaker, you know. So you need to, you need to be able to hear what's going on.
Okay,
right, but that was a good ender, I think. Kind of also a palate cleanser in a way, sort of thing.
I mean, I asked the universe to send in more different kind of styles to our feedback stream. The universe was listening.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I need to be more careful again. How I choose my words.
Yeah,
but anyway, we had a very broad stroke tonight with some hypnotic techno, some harder, some faster, some melodic stuff. It was a color palette.
Yeah, it was. It was very diverse. It's cool. I like that. To be honest, it's nice that it's a mixed bag in this sense.
So while I set up the pool and you can vote for the track of tonight, I have to set this up. So can you, while I'm doing this, can you tell us a little bit about your masterclass actually?
About the masterclass?
Yeah, because you did a masterclass. Maybe give some. Tell us why.
I'll talk a little bit.
Tell us why we need to buy this one, please.
Yeah.
And I set up the pool.
Yeah, I think it's a good resource for everyone who's struggling with the low end and the kick, especially for techno. But I mean, the knowledge there could be applied for anything. I think it doesn't necessarily have to be that style of techno that I'm into. The principles of what I'm going through in the masterclass could be applied to basically any kind of electronic music genre that you're into, I think. It's easy enough to get a lot of good resources out of it. I mean, mainly in this masterclass I focus on two different approaches. One is very much focused around the 909 kick drum, very short and snappy kick drums, and one where you kind of complement that with a bigger sub bass, and the other one is focused on the 808, the classic 808, like where you have a longer subby tail of the kick drum and you have less sub. So how do you kind of mix those? How do you approach those? When do you need to use either or? And how do you process those to make sure that they sound good in the mix? And also, which one do you choose for the purpose of your track? And how do you figure out the tuning and so on? Like, that's a lot of basic stuff, but also fairly advanced as you go through it, and all very useful, I think. At least I'm trying to share like what I've learned through the years and what's really helped me make that process easier. So yeah.
Okay, maybe I have a look into. I ask Sign to show me what you have done. Could be interesting. I mean, learning is always perfect. Something. There's always something.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
thing. Like being music producers and being creative people, we're always on the hunt for new knowledge, new
Yeah.
input, new ideas, and we learn from everything, right? Like
Right.
it's so essential to what we do. If you don't like, there's no standing still. There, you either evolve or you devolve, right? So it's like you have to keep evolving and keep learning.
Yeah.
I think.
So guys, please use this link that I posted to vote for your track of today, of tonight. Just vote for the track that you love the most, please.
Yes,
Because the
we appreciate
winner
it.
will get a gift from SINEE. And why not, right? Getting
Yeah,
something.
why not?
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's always nice. Yeah. Yeah. So stick around.
Yeah,
Do
so-
some pool.
please vote for your track of tonight. We already have 3 votes in. But yeah, please vote. Let's say I keep it open. I make an alarm for timer 4 minutes. Okay, I start now. 4 minutes. You have 4 minutes time to vote for your track, the favorite track of our show. A little recap. Okay, I can jump through the tracks like very fast. I play every track for a few seconds. Okay, so first track. Second, the Vibrant Tool. Track number 3. Track number 4. Track number 5. Track number 6. The Milk. 7, the Bunny Ears.
Yes.
And track number 8. Wow, I Wanna Dance. Wow, every track was different loud. Some of them were really loud. Okay, 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Let's see. At the moment, we have 2 tracks in front. Come on, please vote. I give the link again. Please vote for your track of tonight. It's up to you. You can give the artist mental support. Right, so 1 minute 10 seconds left. Okay, there's a question if you want to answer this. 1 minute left. "50 seconds. I stay silent." Philip, you want to answer this last question here from Sjord?
Oh, right. We have 2 questions, I think.
Yeah.
There's one asking about that current trend about 138 BPM. That's, yeah, I don't know. I like a challenge. I think it's fun to like try different BPMs and see what you can come up with, and like solve those problems that arise. I like the challenge, and it's keeping my creativity high to try to like always try to learn and adapt to different tempos. 138 is a little bit too fast for me. My limit is around 137, I think. Sweet spot these days, 135, 137, somewhere in between that.
Okay, one moment.
Oh yeah, we're done.
We are done. Stop. We have done. So we have one winner. It's the Mental Circuit. It's Mental Circuit Lianco Oscuro with 7 votes.
Congratulations.
And please make a screenshot of this and send this to info@sine.de, and you will get a surprise probably. Mm-hmm. And back to the question, and as a last thing. So you say 138 is too fast for you, personally?
Yeah, well, it's kind of pushing it, I think. For me, it's kind of where the limit goes. But I mean, it's all changing, right? Like I give it like 3 years back, I thought it was very hard to produce over 132 BPM. So it's like, like it's kind of, you adapt to where things are going. And you learn all the time, which I think is fun and challenging. So I don't think, maybe I'll go faster someday. I have no idea. It depends the context. It depends on where, the ideas go, right? So we'll see.
I see a lot of techno even going 150, 160 at the moment.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
But
yeah.
I'm personally, I love the slower ones, but I can understand if you are young and you have a lot of energy and bang it out. There's nothing wrong, right? Yeah. So, and do whatever makes you happy, I would say.
Yeah, totally. There's no right or wrong BPMs.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Okay, so Philip, thank you again.
Good session.
For being with
Thank
us.
you. Yeah, my pleasure. It was a lot of fun as usual. I hope we can do this again soon.
I'm all in. Yes, please.
A lot of people in the chat was requesting more hypnotic techno, and I guess like as I'm here, maybe that's what they expect. But yeah, I thought it was really fun and challenging to listen through all these different styles. So I don't mind, but yeah, we'll see what happens next time.
I will tell SINEE to invite you again. And
Yes,
then we have another session.
I'd appreciate that, man. I enjoy this.
And I think, especially here on this English channel, it was the first time that the track was really triggering me. Usually, I'm always nice and soft. Hey, it's also, I got triggered.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
So anyway, sorry for the stream being so laggy. I cannot do anything about it. See you guys again in the future.
And thank you for everyone showing up and being so active in the chat. That was a lot of fun.
Super.
Yeah, super great.
So bye everyone.
Yeah.
We come back.
You. We will do so.
We will coming back. Okay. Okay. Stream is stopped.